welcome. We have a few new items with a new update. For crafting, especially, you have the obliterator, which will finally deconstruct things instead of just infinitely having them or having to throw them on the ground. We had the beehive, the spinning wheel, the windmill, charcoal kiln, the blast furnace, the smelter, forge tool rack, forge cooler, anvil, grinding wheel, anvils, the bellows, the forge, artisan table, stone cutter, tool shelf, adze, tuning rack, chopping block, workbench. New is the stone oven for cooking breads and pies, pots and pans, the butcher's table, the spice rack, the cauldron was always here, and the iron cooking station. It's a big jump up from the cooking station. Furniture. I have not been getting this filled out like I should. I moved to a new world just in case some things wouldn't spawn in because the world was already generated. I didn't want to take a chance, so I have basically built a new little base here, done some exploring, already killed the first 4 bosses. I have not killed the 5th yet. I'm about to go kill that and then move on to the newer area, the areas beyond the 5th boss, and see what's out there, if they've added anything yet. I don't know. There are some new building things though. We have these cage floors, which is like to build your own vault. We have crystal. You can build crystal walls, which are basically a window. All these pieces are old pieces. Something attacking one of my walls out there or something. We have the cartography table in case you want to share map info with someone. Coin stack, coin pile. I have not made either one of those yet, but I have stuff. We will make one here in a moment. Dude, you came messing around at the wrong place. I've got some storage put up and kind of sorted. I have a mess where I'm once I set my floor, I kind of spread stuff everywhere while I was building. So I had storage for stone. I trucked in stone from my old map. Here's the new crafting pots and pans, spice rack, butcher's block, the iron cooking station. Basically, you can cook 5 things at a time. Stone oven. Of course, I can't put anything in it because I don't have anything, but let's make something to put in it. Let's make an unbaked lox pie. Now we got some new recipes, and we have some old recipes that we always had. Black soup. Perfect balance of sweetness and acidity. It looks like an English blood pudding or something. 50 health, 17 stamina. It's not a bad food. Stamina a little lacking. They really screwed the pooch on the stamina stats. They really handicapped every player. A blood pudding has a crap ton of stamina. It was a good food before and it's good food now. Only thing is you only get 23 health with it. But that 70 stamina is like... Oops, I didn't mean to click out of that. It's probably the best decent food, even though the health is screwed on it now. Boar and deer were separated. Now you have boar jerky. You have boar meat. 20 health, 20 stam. I guess it's okay when you're just starting, but then it's relying on honey. So you can't even make that when you first start until you get honey. And then deer stew. 40 health, 13 stam. And here again, it's relying on carrots. I mean, for the first few days you're in game, there is no possibility you can have deer stew. Because all you're going to find is carrot seeds, and then you have to grow them. So you're going to be relying on just a couple berries and cooked meat. Regular, just plain cooked meat, which is okay. Ice cream is a new one. 21 health, 65 stam. That's a good food. In today's ruined Valheim, I mean, I shouldn't say ruined, because I just came from plains, and I can take on, with the 3 foods I've got, ice cream, just regular lox meat leg, and the sausage. I could take on groups of fulling. They're easier to kill now. If they did this stam change and hadn't changed fullings, one bad pull in plains would immediately be your death. And I can say that with 100% certainty, because you can't outrun enemies now. You're going to run out of stam, and if you run till your stamina's out and then turn and try to protect yourself, because they're going to be right behind you, you can't outdistance them. They run at the same speed if you're carrying a shield. If you're naked and was trying to get your body back, that'd be a different story, because then you could haul ass. But still, there again, if you're naked and you're running across plains, you're almost certainly screwed if you aggro a death skeeter by mistake. Well, I have killed them by punching before, but that was, I'm pretty sure, because I had activated Pwn Mass. Was the only reason. Of course, we have fish wraps, 70 health, 23 stam. Fish wraps were stamina food. Now they're big health and almost no stam. I don't know. I don't know. You can probably tell I'm disappointed in what they did with stamina. It just seems to me they intentionally really tried to handicap players. And for a team, it doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This doesn't affect it. But the solo players, it definitely affects the solo player. In a big way. You really need the top tier food in order to do anything. You can't take, like, let's say, 3 meats, which are easy to get, and go do anything. You just can't. And if you're using regular berries because you don't have um like let's say the barley flour, for instance, that leaves you with turnip stew. Once you have turnips, 18 health, 55 stamina. Not too bad. It's a long way to turnip stew from the beginning of the game. It's a long way to get sausages, but they only give you 55 health, 18 stam. But that would be a big boost for not having any stam, and I let that meat burn. Yeah, shit. Yeah, at least I got some coal. Doesn't matter. I got plenty of that meat. Back to what I was saying. Mead-based tasty. You almost need this stuff fermenting 24/7. There's no cooldown. You can use it time after time. So if you're in a fight, you need this in one of your slots, basically, so you can at any moment drink one. You use your stam up, you hit number 8 or number 1 or whatever, and fill your stam back up. But it leaves no lasting buff, and if it does, it doesn't work, because your stamina regen isn't any faster than it was before you drink it. It doesn't matter what it, if they say it leaves you a buff for a few seconds or something. That initial 100% stam increase is a good quick boost, but especially if you're fighting multiple enemies or in a boss fight, you don't have time to just stand there and regen stamina. They stunted the regen. Of course, they did a update this morning that fixed the bow, but I could not full pull my bow, meaning to let the aim circle minimize all the way twice in a row, even with 3 good foods. Now I don't know how many shots I can get off, but I can get off a couple. So far in a couple of situations when I was fighting fullings, that was the most I could shoot before I had to switch to my sword anyway, so I was not in a position where I could just snipe at enemies or something. I was on flat ground, hide hitting them to do some damage before they ever even knew I was there to basically pull 1, 2, 4 at a time, whatever. I just cleared out of town. So I mean, that's at least they gave us back the bow. If you drew back the bow and your enemy was moving and you were trying to aim, you wouldn't even get off one shot because it used up all your stam and closed the bow out. It was laughable. I don't understand the 2 months that we waited from the time they said this was coming out and that they changed food. I don't understand why that ever was the thing yesterday, that I couldn't use my bow, period, at all yesterday. It's unfathomable. I mean, granted, the game I like. I just, 2 months warning. They had 2 months that they led everybody on, making it seem like they were done. They must have all kinds of problems going on still, because of the stamina. This better not be the last of the stamina changes. They better do something with it. Because I mean, it's still foobar. Granted, like I said, it's better, because the high-end enemies like Fueling, whatever you want, however you want to pronounce it, the goblins. Yesterday, I wouldn't even have wanted to fight one. I couldn't hardly fight the skeleton party that attacked my base yesterday, because the stamina use was just insane. Even just trying to swing a sword. How can you possibly think that a guy that lived by his sword wouldn't be able to swing that sword for most of the day? Yes, it's heavy. Yeah. So's a fucking blacksmith's hammer. You know any blacksmith that only works 2 hours a day or 5 minutes a day? No. Anyway, back to the task at hand, the new stuff. The new foods. I kind of like the introduction of different foods. I don't understand this at all, where they flip-flop the fish wraps. Unless they just run out of, they added like ice cream and made that a stam food and thought, oh crap, we got too many stam foods, and so they changed the fish wrap. I wasted time catching a whole bunch of fish yesterday off my makeshift platform here, trying to just get some basic shit laid down. I'll rearrange the base later, fix this roof, but I basically caught a bunch of fish for nothing, because I don't need the fish wraps. I got other food that'll give me health. I'm not going to get rid of them though, in the hope that maybe they change them back. Alright, let's wonder how many pies I can put in there. I only made 3, and they fit it. 3 in there. Must be able to fit at least 4 by the look. Alright, well, let's see what these turn out to be when they come out. Oh, I never put any wood in this thing. Oops. I foobarred the cooking here, but this functions the same as the small meat cooker, only it will do 5 instead of 2. Very nice, because I could put once I rearrange all this stuff, after I do more building, I can have another 1 or 2 on this one fire platform and move my cauldron. Locksmeat pies. 75 health, 24 stam. That ain't bad. 24 stam's a little low, but it's consistent with what they did to everything else. So locksmeat pie just has an extra step. When you make it, you just gotta cook it in the oven. Of course, if you make your breads, it comes out as dough, and you gotta cook that too. Realism, I mean, yeah, but I mean, they're just adding an extra step. You really don't need, yeah, I need to quit bitching. You already have enough prep and material gathering and all this just to what? Hold you up longer? I don't. There was no. I was waiting for more building textures or shapes or whatever. This just seems like they're trying to add more stuff to delay you getting through the game. Yes, it's early access. Whether that stuff would have ever been put in the game before they released it in a normal game, I don't know. I think they should focus more on fine-tuning the game and adding the content that they talked about. There's obviously more bosses coming because Yagluth did drop placeholder. I have not looked at my old placeholders. I screwed up my good complete save somehow. And it had to do with Valheim Plus. But I don't want to get into that. I was removing Valheim Plus so I could get in here and play the game on the update. And anyway, it's my fault, not Valheim Plus. Don't get me wrong. But I saved, somehow reconstructed an old file that wasn't even supposed to be saved of my very original character, and it had already killed all the way through to the dragon, and so somehow that I was able to reconstruct that one out of the files that I sifted through, and at least I had that character's gear, and I tore down its building and used that stone here. I just transferred it from one map to another. But I have hunted around, and they said we were going to be able to cook with onions and stuff like that, and I have not found onion yet. In the patch notes, and it didn't ask for onion to build the spice rack, so I haven't found it yet. That's one reason why I came to a new map, so that in my exploration, just in case it wouldn't make new stuff spawn on an old map because it's already been generated. I haven't run across the slime yet, and I have not come across onion, and so I don't know what else I'm gonna find yet. I will make another little video in the future when I come up with those. There really isn't anything new for the bench, the actual workbench, as far as additions. But yesterday I put this base together in a quick hurry, and I don't have the top section here done yet. And obviously I've just got stuff thrown everywhere in the floor here, so that I could get some ores going. I only did 16 of the flame metal. Of course I already had the flame metal sitting around. But when I get Yagluth down probably tomorrow, I still got to find 5 of the idols. We will see what the new update brings from that point on. It's a shame that I had to mess around with my game files while I was in my no sleep confusion before I had enough coffee in me to think at a semi-normal capacity. But oh, there are birch seeds now also. And there's a bone shield. I made one just to for shits and giggles. Here, let's I'll show that off. It's actually kind of cool looking, and it has semi-decent stats. It's comparable to, well, it's a tower shield, so I can't really say it's comparable to a banded shield, because tower shield has more stats but than a normal shield, but its block armor is 44 and a block force of 110 and a block armor of 54 on a banded with a block force of 50. Of course, this tower shield, I'm assuming you can make very early in the game, like as soon as you can kill some skeletons, you can make it. It takes one skull and a handful of bone, and I think some wood. The seeds, birch seeds. Now we can put birch trees outside our base, so we don't have to run all over the map to find birch trees. There is berries that you get randomly just from killing the dwarves, and of course they changed the meat to boar meat, and this is deer meat. Fish is the same. There's carrot soup. It's 15 health, 45 stamina now. The black soup, 50 health, 17 stamina. The mushrooms are 10 health and 30 stam. Blueberries are 8 health, 25 stam. Honey is 8 health, 35 stam. What else did they add? Nothing different there. I don't think the potions changed at all. I don't know if they changed their durations or not. I didn't pay attention to that. Plus, with my memory issue, I wouldn't be able to tell you what it was before unless I looked on one of my old recordings or something and seen it on the screen when it activated. Necktail's the same as it was. You can tame locks now, or I guess you could always tame them, but now you can ride them. I had never tamed one, so but now that I know you can tame them, I might tame them just to see if they're breedable, so I don't have to hunt them. I can just kill them. Oh, now there's also a knife, a butcher knife. They added, I don't know if it's here or in there's this lock saddle. It takes black metal, linen, and leather scraps, and there's the bone tower shield. And it appears that the knife is in the forge. The crystal battle axe does a lot of damage. I'm not a fan of battle axes though. They're kind of slow. Went right past it. Butcher knife. A butcher's knife designed specially for slaughtering tamed animals. So, it can only hurt tamed creatures. That's what it says here at the bottom. This is so that I think they changed the way that our creatures, our tamed critters, are affected by different things. Or I know that it's mainly because you can turn friendly fire off and on. It's mainly so that even with friendly fire turned off, which means that you can't hurt anything, you can use that specific knife to kill your critters. Now, there's some mods that play around with the ways that your tamed creatures are controlled, and Valheim Plus does that also, but I didn't use that. I left it base. Valheim Plus, the only thing I've done with that mod is change that I can sit here and craft out of my storage. My storage is right next to me. So instead of running back and forth, if I want to make an iron helmet when Valheim Plus is active, it's off right now. I'm not using it until they get their shit together. Supposedly it was updated today, but it was giving me this equipping sword and a crosshair on the screen all the time. So I turned it back off. But if I want to make this, I can just make it, and it'll take the stuff from the inventory and make it. Let's see what else. I have it set so that, let's say I have my two furnaces here and my two kilns set up here. I put a chest right here, and I can put wood and ore in there, and it will craft it and stick it in that box. Yes, it's kind of defeats me having to hand load that, but there is enough stuff to do. Oh, I don't think that I need to stand over my kilns and my forges. That little luxury is not gonna make me beat the game faster. It's not like I'm cheat killing bosses. So I mean, it's what do you yourself consider too cheaty, and what is allowable by you, and you don't have the right to tell anybody else what they can or can't do with their game. For those people that say, oh, well, that's cheating, okay, whatever. When you dig a hole under the boss instead of fighting them, or drag them into a pit, is that cheating? If you went out and farmed up the chitin and made the spear, the harpoon, and you dragged the boss into the pit, it's part of the game mechanics and was not cheating. Now, if you 100% are doing some kind of glitch, to beat the boss. That's cheating. Now me, I stand my ground against them. I fight from the ground. I don't dig holes. I don't build a chair up in a tree. I don't do none of that. But to each their own. It doesn't matter to me. It's your game. You play it the way you want. If I missed anything, feel free to leave a message down below. And like I said, I'll come back with another short little update after I beat the boss tomorrow. And and also if I find new plant seeds like onion or whatever, I could swear I read that they added onion. But we'll see. If I find it, I find it. If I don't, I don't. I'll try to do updates as they come along. Have a good day.